Okay, so this is a trend that I was really late to because I had like a really small audience at the time, but now I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already. So I have enough of an audience to finally do this. What is this? It is reacting to your hot takes about Tokyo Disney. Okay, so let's dive right in. The first one I've got is the fireworks always get cancelled and there's no perfect end to the day. 100% agree. That is completely accurate. I mean, always is obviously exaggerating, but it's really, really common. It's like 1 in every 3 times, and there are certain times of the year that are particularly bad. So there's a very good chance that you come and visit and you spend like 3 or 4 days in a row at TDR and you miss the fireworks every day. To be perfectly honest, they're like 4 minutes long. Like, you're not missing much anyway. But I agree, ending the day with fireworks is a lot nicer than not ending the day with fireworks. So, yeah, have to agree with that one. Tokyo DisneySea is too big and too spread out. It can be a real pain trying to traverse the park from one end to the other. Now, this was a complaint that I heard and understood for a long time. But Fantasy Springs has made it so much worse. You look at the map and Fantasy Springs is like way over here, and the entrance of it's like a 20-minute walk from the entrance of the park over there, and the rest of the park, whilst you look at Tokyo Disneyland and it's got this hub and spoke layout and it's really, really well designed to navigate very quickly around the park, DisneySea was intentionally designed to not be like that. It's a little bit harder to get around the park, but the payoff is you get these amazing reveals. You get to feel like you're exploring the place and discovering it. And I always felt like it was deceivingly, actually, I guess if you know your way around the place, it is pretty quick to get from one area to another. Unless you're going to Fantasy Springs. Fantasy Springs is just way out of the way. It's like, it's always going to be this extra weird, like, DLC to the park, I feel like. And I guess that's fine, but, yeah, if you're trying to conquer that whole park in one day, you do a lot of walking. Okay, so a take I have on Tokyo Disney that not everyone will agree with, but as a Hong Kong Disneyland local, I think Tokyo Disney rides can't outdo the quality of Mystic Manor. Now, you may not know this, Mystic Manor is my favorite ride in the world, and I've been to every Disney park. I've been to most of the Universal parks. I've been to all those beautiful theme parks around Europe. I used to work at Europa Park, one of the biggest theme park in Europe, I think. Anyway, as you can see, I adore Mystic Manor. Mystic Manor is my jam. It's my number one. And a huge part of that is because I lived in China, and the visa that I had when I lived in China, the first 6 months I was there, I couldn't actually leave the country and go back in. Hong Kong is classed as leaving mainland China, so I was living super close to Hong Kong, but couldn't go for 6 months. And then finally, when I could go, I was sort of downplaying it to myself, I think. Like, I'd always heard that Hong Kong Disneyland is the small one, and you look at the list of rides, and it's really short. Like, yeah, Mystic Manor is supposed to be great, but whatever. And then I got on this ride, and I felt like a little kid again. I felt like magic was real, and I just adore this piece of art that you can go through. It's so intimate and so special, and I absolutely adore Mystic Manor. Having said that, I don't think I can sign off on this. I'm sorry. I know you're a big fan of the channel. Thank you so much for watching. But the word quality, I don't think I can pay off. If you said none of the rides can beat Mystic Manor, I'd be like, okay, I think I agree. But you're telling me that Journey to the Center of the Earth doesn't have the same level of quality? Tower of Terror doesn't have the same level of quality? Soaring, like the storytelling going on there? Even the newer stuff, Beauty and the Beast, Frozen, like, I don't think quality is quite the right word to use there, but I get where you're coming from. Mystic Manor is absolutely incredible, and yeah, it's my favorite ride in the world. Big Thunder here is the weakest out of the 4. It's been a long time since I've ridden the other ones. It's clearly not as good as Paris. Paris is the best. I always thought ours was a little bit better than Florida's, because I thought after the last climb hill it has a drop that Florida's doesn't, but I'm gonna have to go back to those. I haven't watched those for a very long time. There is barely any gluten-free food. My relatives barely found anything aside from curry. But aside from that, my biggest hot take is honestly that the alien mochi were not as good as I expected. Yeah, this is the first of many that are gonna mention the food. Tokyo Disney food isn't very good, and a lot of influencers love to come here and they love to be like, oh, the food is amazing, because it's quite photogenic and it looks pretty good in a Tokyo Disney vlog thumbnail when you have this little mochi that looks just weird and cute and Japanese enough to get some clicks. They're fine. They're little chewy dumpling things. that have like custard, chocolate, and strawberry mousse in the middle. I like the custard one. I think it's pretty good, but it's not mind-blowingly good. None of the food here is. As for gluten-free, I'm actually quite poised to speak on this because not only is my mum gluten-free and she's visited here plenty of times, I've tried the gluten-free thing. I've tried it, and yeah, Tokyo Disney sucks. And just Japan as a whole, generally, we're getting better slowly but surely. But if you go to most, like, they're called here, family restaurants, they have, like, one allergen-free item on the menu that has 0 allergens in it. And it's like baby food, and it's not very good. But that's their way of being like, oh, we cater to everyone. You can come here because, look, we've got this thing that literally anyone can eat. And Tokyo Disney do the same thing. So they have this curry that's in most of the counter service, if not all of the counter service restaurants. And it's totally allergen-free. And it's like baby food. It's not good. It's purely just sustenance. Adults have restrictive diets too. And hopefully we can get better at dealing with that. So 100% agree on the gluten-free thing. Fantasy Springs doesn't belong in DisneySea. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful, and I would have done the same thing, but it doesn't fit the park's theme of the ocean. This is tricky. Does it fit an ocean theme? It doesn't not. It fits the theme more than Toy Story Mania does. It fits the theme more than probably Soaring does. Tower of Terror. It fits the theme better than Journey to the Center of the Earth does. The park's icon is a volcano, and volcanoes are kind of the opposite of ocean, aren't they? I guess you've got like the yin and yang thing to it, so it's related because it's the opposite in a way, but no, I don't think so. The Frozen area is a port. Neverland has a ship. Rapunzel, might be the furthest stretch, but it's a boat ride. I don't think I can agree with this one, sorry. I do think it belongs in DisneySea. I remember going and thinking, when I went to Fantasy Springs for the first time, I was thinking, it's kind of weird that this is in DisneySea, but I can't imagine it being anywhere else. I feel like, as a local who's been going here for 6 years, I can't imagine it being anywhere else. I think it does fit in DisneySea. Okay, so those are the YouTube ones. I'm heading over to Twitter now. If you don't follow me on Twitter, I'm at 8_theme. So you can follow me over there if the videos aren't enough for you and you want more, even more, Jordan. Okay, spiciest Tokyo Disney takes. Thank you for asking. The way that this still exists, next to Belle's Village, is a choice. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone who watched my every ride at Tokyo Disneyland in 3 words video will know I am not a fan of Dumbo being right next to Haunted Mansion. And I think this is an even broader point that they're making in that Fantasyland is like split into 2 halves, and you have Belle's Village, which is very, very, very nice, and that modern Disney fantasy style where you're being immersed in these worlds. And it's right next to, and technically part of, the same Fantasyland that's flat green concrete, these old fairground rides, the facades that are like the old castle celebration festival theme that Disneyland had in 1955. The weird thing about that is that Disneyland in California changed it at the same time that Tokyo Disneyland opened. Like, Tokyo Disneyland must have known that they were going to be making those Fantasyland changes, and they could have implemented them here. It's a shame they didn't. They are slowly but surely changing the flooring there, which is something, but I would love... Forget Adventureland. I want a full Fantasyland overhaul. Let's fix the whole thing. Oh, and let's flatten Haunted Mansion, but before you jump on me, let's do what they're doing to Space Mountain to Haunted Mansion. Let's make a huge brand new Haunted Mansion. Come on. Tokyo Disneyland's Main Street is ugly. I would say the worst Main Street of all the castle parks. Even the one in Shanghai with a different theme makes a better job. Please get rid of the roof. 100% agree. I hate World Bazaar. The roof completely destroys the forced perspective. You don't feel like you're in a real place. And I know there's always a leap you have to make, but we should be trying to make that leap as short as possible, right? That suspension of disbelief should be encouraged, and we should be doing everything we can to make that happen, right? And then, as for Shanghai, I adore Mickey Avenue. I think it's great. It's like a mix of Toontown, the studios, and Main Street all rolled into one. Loads of fun details, great soundtracks. It's more upbeat than Main Street with like 1920s jazz. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Fantasyland is also the weakest of all. Yeah, we've done that. Finally, Tokyo Disney is far from being as good as Hong Kong Disneyland. Whoo! That is a spicy take. As someone who has been a local annual pass holder for Hong Kong Disneyland and a local frequent visitor, because we don't have annual passes at Tokyo Disney anymore, at Tokyo Disney, I feel expertly qualified to comment on this. No, but Also, yes. So I always say Hong Kong Disneyland, the best way to sum up Hong Kong Disney is it's the easiest Disney resort to have a really good time at. You don't need to be planning. You don't need to have a map of where you're going to go. You don't need to spend multiple days at the park to get everything done. You don't need to reserve things in advance. You can go, have a great time, and come home. It's lovely. Having said that, the payoff is that Hong Kong doesn't have that many rides. There's only one park. It's a very small park. And I just find it difficult to, despite how complicated Tokyo Disney is. And by the way, if you're planning a trip to Tokyo Disney and you're nodding your head like, yes, it is so complicated, check out my Patreon. I have a tier where you can message me anytime and I can give you all the tips you need to make sure that you have a perfect time. So yeah, check out the Patreon in the description if that sounds like something you'd like to do, or if you just want to support the channel. Multiple tiers. Go check it out. But yeah, Tokyo Disney is so complicated. You have to get here so early. You have to make reservations, blah, 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 blah. So I totally understand the sentiment that Hong Kong is better than Tokyo Disney. But we've got 2 parks and one of them's DisneySea. Need I say any more? DisneySea needs more, Duffy. I'm sorry. Absolutely, absolutely correct. You're right, you're right. Right now is the 20th anniversary of Duffy and we have this. This boat. That's all we have. As for the shops, absolutely not. The vast majority of the shops at DisneySea are absolutely full of Duffy stuff. We don't need more Duffy in the shops. We need more original stuff that's unique to each of the shops. Ride merch, please. But more Duffy across the park, meet and greets, entertainment, all that stuff. Absolutely 100% agree, yes. Live entertainment has never been the same in DisneySea since 2013, where reliance of IP is all there is to it. Whatever happened to original ideas and unique streetmospheres? By streetmosphere, they mean like roaming entertainers and the little entertainment things that used to just be happening on the streets. 100% agree. Couldn't agree more. We talk about this a lot in the podcast, Land of the Rising Fun podcast, weekly Tokyo Disney podcast, wherever you find your podcasts. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad that DisneySea used to be the pinnacle of entertainment at a theme park. It was the type of park you could go to and just do entertainment all day and still get your money's worth of your ticket. Now it's a ride park, for better or worse. Now it has one of the best lineups of rides in any theme park on the planet. They have a good nighttime show, but that's about it. They do seem to be slowly but surely fixing some of these things. The Food and Wine event had a little bit of entertainment. We've got 2 new shows coming this summer. Slowly but surely, I hope that we do get somewhere close to like 2019 levels. But around 2013 was absolutely bonkers. I've never been, but why have they closed Astro Blasters when Toy Story is extremely popular in Japan to the point where they have a whole hotel at the same resort? Wreck-It Ralph fits in Tomorrowland as much as Cars does in Frontierland. I'm assuming this person doesn't think that Cars fits into Frontierland. I agree with that for what it's worth. I disagree. I disagree with this take. Yes, we have a Toy Story hotel. Yes, we have Toy Story Mania at DisneySea, and that's why we don't need Buzz Lightyear. On top of that, the Buzz Lightyear shooting rides exist in plenty of parks around the world. Tokyo getting an original one that's totally unique to Tokyo Disneyland, I think is a cool thing. Let's make Tokyo Disneyland unique and different. They've been focusing too much on emotional, heartwarming attractions lately. Where's the thrilling rides like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway or Rise of the Resistance? Second, food feels too ordinary. Yeah. So we got Beauty and the Beast, which was this, I thought it was really incredible how they sort of changed the game and change your expectations of what you expect from like a ride, because it's a slow-moving romance story. I thought that was super cool. And then we got Fantasy Springs, and Peter Pan's more of an adventure ride, but Rapunzel is another romance story, and then Frozen is this another like emotional journey. And I think they're all great. Rapunzel's far too short, obviously, but I think Frozen and Beauty and the Beast are absolutely fantastic. And we're done. Both parks have that type of a ride, that type of ride that tugs at your heartstrings. The fact that Tokyo Disneyland is now building a huge new indoor roller coaster, I think is awesome. And I hope DisneySea, the next thing that they get is something a little more on the thrill side. Food for, the food's not good. The Mickey Nuggets really let me down and were not good. Hoping it was a bad batch that day. The Mickey Nuggets are actually one of my preferred food items at the parks, but I think if you're having like American food at Tokyo Disney, it's not going to be good if you're coming from America. Tokyo Disney food is cute, but tastes like plastic crap. I've never been fully satisfied with a meal there. Yeah, the food's not good. It's not good. I don't know why people keep saying the food's good. It's not. Tokyo DisneySea is a great theme park, but not a great Disney park. Huh. I think I get what you're saying. I had some friends visiting from Denmark a few years ago, and they only wanted to spend one day at the parks. And I said, you absolutely have to go to DisneySea. It's one of a kind. It's stunning. It's beautiful. You'll love it. And they were like, oh, there was no princesses or anything. So we left by like 6 p.m. And it made me realize, yeah, like people do want that Disney thing. But guess what? We have that next door. And by the way, this was before Fantasy Springs opened. DisneySea has a lot more princesses and Disney stuff now. So, maybe you're right, but I think because we have Disneyland and DisneySea, it's balanced really nicely. Fantasy Springs looks tacky. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. All the fountains and fake flowers look cheap. No. The flowers can like pop a little bit too much. They could be a bit too colorful, especially on like a gray day. It doesn't do them much justice. But on a beautiful blue sky sunny day, absolutely not. Fantasy Springs does not look tacky. Bad merch, even worse than Disneyland Paris. I can't comment on Disneyland Paris's merch. I've only been a few times, and that was a very long time ago. But yeah, Tokyo Disney merch can be really, really good. But most of it is character focused and for the audience here, when they want character things, they want characters and everything. They're not interested in stuff that's based on the rides so much. Having said that, whenever they do ride merch, it sells out really quickly, so maybe they are. I wish we'd get more ride stuff. Tokyo has the ugliest main street, yeah, and their Magic Kingdom is one of the worst, which is surprising considering how Tokyo DisneySea is one of the best theme parks in the world. Tokyo Disneyland is weird, and this is another way that it's totally opposite to DisneySea, in that Tokyo Disneyland is a fantastic selection of mostly dark rides. It's got one of the best lineups of dark rides out of any theme park in the world. But it's not much more than the sum of its parts. I can spend some time sitting on a bench in Westernland and be really happy there, but yeah, it's not a park that I really want to like just sit and spend time in. It's very nostalgic and it's very classic. And again, I love how it complements DisneySea so much and it is so different. But yeah, there's a lot of Tokyo Disneyland that could be flattened and rebuilt and I would be totally on board. 2 years of Quacky Duck City seems lazy. Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? So we had this Palooza event where they set the precedent that every time it's based on a different character. Last year, there were 2 parts. The first was Minnie, the second was Donald. This year, the first one was Vanellope, and it was like, oh, who's the next one gonna be? They had this whole mystery element, and then they're like, guess what? It's Donald again. Huh, okay. So it's hard to be excited for them in the future, because they did Vanellope, and it was like, wow, so these events could be for anyone. And then it's Donald again, so it was like, they could just repeat the same thing again. DisneySea heavily lacks Disney magic and is not an enjoyable park. Disney Parks operations and rules should never add to your holiday stress, and that was the most stressful Disney Parks experience I've ever had. Okay, yeah, Tokyo Disney can be really stressful, and it's sad, and the cast members can be absolutely amazing, and sometimes they can just be yelling rules at you a lot and enforcing rules that seem very, very silly. And it is a shame, and it does add a lot of stress. Again, I hope I can help you with some of that stress with the videos on this channel. Please subscribe, and also with the Patreon if you want specific tips for your exact trip. I really want to help alleviate that stress with this channel. That's one of my main goals, is to make sure everyone has a really good time there. And it's a shame that can be so difficult. DisneySea is a beautifully themed park with a bunch of beautifully themed attractions that are just okay experiences, with the exception of Journey to the Center of the Earth, an amazing experience. Disagree? I don't know. I can see where they're coming from, I guess, because like Tower of Terror seems like a big example of this. You look at the building, it's absolutely gorgeous. The queue, the pre-show, the queue after the pre-show is some of the best like queue theming in the world. And then the ride itself is far less thrilling than the other tower rides that Disney parks have around the world. But like Indiana Jones isn't an amazing experience. Sinbad isn't an amazing experience. Frozen, Peter Pan, even Soaring, like yes, it's a copy, but it's a great ride. I think I'm gonna have to disagree on that one. Disneyland Park destroys Tokyo Disneyland Park. Yeah, there's no beating the OG for castle parks. Disneyland in California has the history, it has the placemaking, it has an incredible lineup of rides that they've built up over 70 years. No one's touching that. It's kind of not all that. I much prefer Disneyland and DCA, Disney's California Adventure, over Tokyo Disneyland and DisneySea. It lacks so much of the original Disney magic that makes going to the park so special. Also, everything is way too spread out and hard to navigate sometimes. So we've talked about the hard to navigate thing. I'm sure that's a DisneySea thing. I'm sure they're not saying that about Tokyo Disneyland. Preferring California, I totally understand. I think it's very, very fair. California's a fantastic resort, and especially if you're a native English speaker, it's going to be a lot easier to get around than Tokyo Disney is. As for lacking the magic, I think some of that comes down to a language barrier. I think Tokyo Disney is absolutely oozing with Disney magic. I want them to double or triple the ticket prices, food prices and DPA prices to reduce the crowds. That is a spicy take. That is spicy. And the thing is, if you look at Tokyo Disney ticket prices, they are the cheapest Disney tickets in the world for arguably the best Disney parks in the world. And we're here like, oh, we want more entertainment and stuff like that. By the way, a lot of that entertainment involves hiring foreign workers to play a lot of the characters, and they're not going to take Japanese wages. However, you know who does get paid Japanese wages? The Japanese public. And the price point for the tickets right now is a huge talking point. The president of the company just came out and said, we're working on ways that we can find new ways of pricing tickets and things, because we know it's a hot topic right now. Going over 10,000 yen, as crazy as it sounds, when you convert this into your local currency, probably, it's a high price point for a lot of people here, especially because we don't have annual passes. And a huge amount of the Tokyo Disney guests used to buy annual passes, and now they're expected to buy a whole full day ticket every time. A solution that I have is bring back annual passes and increase the ticket prices drastically. So it's kind of like, if you're a huge fan of Tokyo Disney and you're a local and you want to go all the time, you buy an annual pass. If you're a foreign tourist who's coming here and Tokyo Disney want to take as much value out of you as they can to pay for these amazing theme parks, then they can kind of have it both ways. But yeah, right here in Japan, the consensus is that Disney has got very, very expensive over a very short amount of time. So they have to be careful with that stuff. And also, by the way, reducing ticket prices, as crazy as it sounds, often doesn't reduce the crowd. So I don't like the idea of pricing certain people out of being able to go to a Disney park. Especially, you know, I'm a father. I'm sorry, it's so hot in here. You're probably seeing me just getting like gradually more drippy. It's 30 degrees in this room. Summer is a real thing. If you're coming to Tokyo Disney in the summer, be prepared. But anyway, yes, as a father, I hate the idea of pricing families and ultimately kids out of a day at the Disney parks, so I'm not going to sign off on that one. Tokyo DisneySea rocks, but Tokyo Disneyland specifically kinda sucks. Unthemed pavement, ugly main street, a cloned castle, the worst train of them all. The list goes on. Yeah, we've talked about all of that, except the train, but that's a great point as well. I wish our train went around the whole park instead of just half of the park, and the fact that half of the park seems to maybe be changing a lot in the coming years, are we going to end up with no train? Interesting to think about. None of the coasters have any sort of force to them, to the point where Indiana Jones feels like more of a coaster than any of the real coasters. Easily the weakest, Big Thunder Mountain. Oh, funny, we got that twice, especially compared to Paris. Yeah. Beef popcorn is good, and the rest of the food is too. Oh, so their hot take is actually that the food is good. Sinbad is better than Beauty and the Beast and Frozen. Okay, I'll do these one at a time. Yeah, no, the roller coasters here are not forceful at all. I'm really hoping that Space Mountain is. I'm really hoping the new Space Mountain has a bit of punch to it. But, you know, Disney parks, they never have, like, the fastest, most thrilling rides, and that's fine. Beef popcorn, I don't mind the beef popcorn. I don't think it's the best popcorn flavor. I don't think it's the worst. It's fine. The rest of the food is good. It is not. It's not. There are some good foods. I like a grilled Reuben at New York Deli. I like the pies at Gaston's Tavern. I like the calzones at Tony Solaroni's Calzone Emporium. That is not the name of the restaurant, but I wish it was. But no, there is a lot of very bad food at Tokyo Disney. Sinbad is better than Beauty and the Beast and Frozen. If you watched my ranking videos, I put it higher than those. Gotta love your boy Chandu. Come on. Sinbad's absolutely one of the best boat rides in the world. Okay, and the last one, entry request must have like 5 seats per show. So entry request is the lottery system they use to get people into the shows. And this person is saying like, it seems like they have like 5 seats because I never ever win. And that's the problem with those, is that you do never win. You never win them. So you can't go to the park knowing you're really going to get into the shows unless you have a plan. So once again, you can check out the Patreon if you want a personalized plan, or just a chat with me if you like me. Hey, come and chat with me. If you don't have the money for that, that's absolutely fine. I totally understand it. Please do subscribe. We're so close to 5,000 subscribers. A dream come true. Thank you to all of you. I love you all so much. And check out this video next, because YouTube thinks you'll like it, and I do too. Is it here or? Yeah, over here.